You're listening to the Claret and Big Blue podcast on the Pass the Gravy Podcast Network.
What do you think you are? I am!
Goat's vagina, that thing was huge.
You said that, not me.
Just come up, taken away by Wicks.
Let's see it! Oh, it's glorious! Play action over the middle. Touchdown, Giants!
Give me a hell yeah!
And we are live.
We'll do it live!
Welcome to Claret and Big Blue, probably the only podcast on the internet dedicated to West Ham United and the New York Giants. That's right, football and football balls for everyone's taste. I'm Mike Fish and I am joined as always by Mr. Alex Middleton. Alex, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing okay. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing swell, I guess. Swell as the best can be. Came back from a long week vacation, seeing the old parents again for the first time in a couple of years. Saw my brother for the first time in 3 years. And then I came back to find out that the whole New York Giants franchise is burning to the ground. So it's nice.
Yeah. I guess I didn't realize that you were flying in like during the game, so I sent you a little text message and was just like, "Hey, man, I don't know if I'm gonna be around come podcast day because this is not going great." It was like that scene in Dumb and Dumber where he's just like, our pets' heads are falling off. Like that was our players, and it was tough. It was tough.
So, I mean, I watched the highlights because obviously I wasn't able to watch it live. Because if we'd won, I'd have gone back and watched the full replay and enjoyed it, basking in our glory.
Yeah, you'll just hate yourself the whole time. It's just sad. It's depressing.
Yeah,
it's not fun. It's the worst.
So obviously I guess I read the cliff notes for those Americans watching and listening. So, I mean, let's just dive straight into it. Where did we go wrong, or was there any point that we actually went right at any point? Because it looked like our boy, other than the fact our boy
couldn't stop anybody.
Our boy Tony had good game by the looks of it, but was it just our defense shit the bed again?
Our defense struggled. We also had injuries everywhere. Like our entire offense was dead at one point. It felt like Saquon goes off, Daniel Jones gets a concussion, which I don't understand the amount of flags that we're trying to protect quarterbacks with these days. Daniel Jones had at least 4 or 5 that I saw that seemed like they were late hits. I mean, he got hit helmet to helmet, and they didn't throw anything on that. There was a couple of them where he threw it, and then like I have like a still shot of it, like just helmet to helmet right after he throws a pass and is stepping away, and nothing got called on that. But there was some shitty officiating, but when you lose by 20, 22 points or whatever it is, you can't really blame just officiating on that. Like injuries, shitty defense, and not great officiating was definitely like the 3 contributing factors to the loss. I don't know what the fuck Jason Garrett is doing. Like if he didn't have to use Kadarius Toney, he wouldn't. Like we lost. We're just it doesn't look great. It doesn't look great, and with the schedule we've got ahead of us, we're kind of fucked.
Yeah. So, I mean, let's try to think positively about this. I mean, we obviously had Kadarius Toney, who was forced to. The hand was forced, so they had to put out our boy Toney out there. He looked like he had a good game. What was it like? Was it about 8 or 10?
10 catches, 189 yards. He got ejected for punching a Cowboy in the face, but I think he was all of us at that point in the game. I was like, you know what? Yeah, fuck that guy. He got thrown down, and so then he retaliates by throwing a punch, which I'm not really a big throw a punch at a guy with a helmet on guy, but that's what he did, and he got ejected for it. And I get that that's breaking the rules, but he also got thrown down. I don't really care. At that point, the game was over with. I mean, I would have wanted to just get the fuck off the field at that point too. So it was like he was dominant though. It's shades of Odell in the very beginning where he just catches a little seam route, does a little juke move, and makes everybody look silly. Trevin Diggs, like for all the dick sucking everybody wants to do for him on the Cowboys, like yeah, he's a good cornerback, but like he had a pick against a backup quarterback, and Kadarius Toney was just lighting him up all day. He gave up like so many. If you go back and watch the highlights, count how many of Kadarius Toney's 10 catches were against Trevin Diggs. I would say like 5 or 6 of them were. Like Trevin Diggs is not a lockdown corner. He's made some plays, but like he caught just a Hail Mary pass by Mike Glennon, who's a backup fucking quarterback. So to suck him off like everybody has, I think maybe they need to chill out. Thinking he's like the next Darrelle Revis.
Revis and Butthead. That's what I'm going to call him.
There we go.
But I mean, if we was winning the game and looking good, I don't think I'd have been more pissed off at Kadarius Toney. But the fact that we was being dominated, I'm not mad he punched the guy in the face. I mean, obviously he hit the helmet, which is kind of stupid. I'm sure it didn't hurt the guy that much, but go for it. Why not?
Yeah, it was. I don't know where they go from here. Daniel Jones is in concussion protocol. He has a chance to start this weekend. I don't know if he's going to officially be back, though. Then Galladay he's probably going to be out a couple weeks, I would guess. Saquon's definitely not going to be back this week. I don't know if we're going to get Shepard or Slayton back.
Well, let's go through this because
everybody's injured.
This is on ESPN's website. So I guess this is from what notes got. So on the outs list, we obviously have Blake Martinez. He's not going to come back anytime soon. Ben Bresden, Darius Slayton, Sterling Shepard, Jabril Peppers, Darius Williams, Saquon Barkley. Oh, no, he's a questionable. Saquon Barkley, although I think they're saying 1 to 2 weeks.
Maybe next week, but I would imagine at least 2 weeks out.
Kadarius Toney's probably going to miss next week with was it ankle?
I think Kadarius Toney plays.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm happy to hear that. Andrew Thomas and then Kenny Golladay. He's going to be out potentially 2 to 4 weeks.
Thomas could come back this week. He's been kind of practicing. Last week he was dressed but didn't play. He was kind of only for emergency use. And yeah, the way the game kind of got out of hand, it wasn't even worth putting him out there. But Nate Solder can fuck off. He sucks. That guy switching over, playing left tackle is just he's a turnstile at this point in his career. And I would imagine that he's not coming back next season. It's brutal to watch. I think our offensive line overall, I don't think we gave up any sacks. Like the QB pressures were kind of down. We're playing with kind of a makeshift offensive line at this point. I think we are figuring out the offensive line part of it. Dallas just, if you can't stop Dallas's offense like they were, like I think Dak had like a 45-yard touchdown pass, a 27-yard touchdown pass, and then he had the one to Ezekiel Elliott in the flats. But if you can't stop big chunk plays like that, you're never going to win games. You're never going to get the defense off the field. Even if you can make a couple of plays here and there, if your defense is going to be on the field the whole game because they can't get out of their own way, then like you're not going to win a lot of games. You're going to get worn down in every second half. They're just going to start running the ball against you, and then it's going to start opening up other stuff, and it's not going to go well. And just the fact that the Giants had such high hopes this season with that defense because they were pretty good last year, and to watch them all kind of fall flat. Like, I don't know if it's coaching. I don't know if it's just underperforming or what, but it's something because they're not the same. I think Dalvin Tomlinson being gone is kind of, it shows how much he meant to this defense, and we don't have a lot of pass rushing going on. We don't have a lot of we can't generate any pressure really, so teams can just kind of sit back and pick us apart. Until we're able to generate any sort of pass rush on a regular basis for them to have something to worry about or had to put pass protection in that way, it's just not going to go well. And I mean, the Saints was kind of an enigma of a game. We hoped that could continue last week, but it didn't. And it's not going to against the Rams. It's probably not going to against everybody else that we're playing going forward. We have a really tough stretch of games. I think we have the Chiefs and the Bucks and the Rams all in like the next 4 or 5 weeks. So it's not looking great. I don't feel great about it.
The main problem with the Dallas game was it was just relentless. It wasn't like where some games in the past where you've Like I can't remember which game. Well, I think it was towards the end of last season where it was. You could at least see it's like, okay. There's something good there, but for whatever reason, the offense wasn't operating and the defense just got tired. So that's why we lost the game, because they just got tired in the fourth quarter. And you can at least pick up positives from that. Whereas this was, other than the first quarter, it was, what was it, like they scored 14 points in the second quarter, 10 in the third, 17 in the fourth. It was just, they just had us
you
throughout
can't
the
just give
whole
up
game.
that many points every quarter. It's never going to go well. Unless you think you can score 75 points a game, which is a terrible strategy to go into any game with, then yeah, you need to make some stops. And they weren't. And they got, I mean, there was a shitty snap that Dallas had where they could have been up by 2 scores early. And then we had a batted ball and intercepted it. And that kind of stopped some momentum. But I mean, Dallas could have potentially been up like 24-27 to nothing early on in the game. And we got some breaks early on, and when you get breaks like that, you got to be able to like capitalize on it. And we just weren't able to do it. Daniel leaving the game and Saquon leaving the game, we were pretty much fucked at that point. I don't think Glennon's like a terrible backup. It's just you can't expect your backup to go in and beat the Cowboys the way the Cowboys were playing.
No. Like I said before the season started off, I thought he looked good in preseason, but it's preseason, and as we all know, preseason doesn't matter, so it's hard to. Our backups versus their backups, you can't. It's not a good representation of what he's going to perform. But yeah, I think looking at a schedule, the only
Raiders
game
we could beat, maybe Panthers, maybe
the Dolphins, maybe
we could beat the Dolphins, but the Raiders and Panthers are the 2 possible wins. I don't really see us beating the Panthers, but I think like if we could match up well against the Panthers. Potentially, although if McCaffrey's back, they're going to just run all over us like the Cowboys did. The Raiders, they're probably going to run the ball out, but maybe they're kind of a team in turmoil with the whole Gruden stuff. So maybe we catch them at the right time. I mean, I don't know. That's what the thing is. When we beat the Saints like that, the Saints are a good team, I think. So we beat a good team. Were the Saints just off that day and we caught them at the right time or what? I don't know. It's like we have the ability to do stuff. We fucked up the Seahawks last year at one of those games where we were just trying to kind of figure shit out. I don't know. It's like this team shows signs and then they go out, but week in and week out, they just suck. And it's like you have all the individual players, it feels like, and they just never come together at the right time.
Well, it's kind of like, I mean, what is old is new again. I remember, I want to say 4 or 5 years ago, I wrote an article for the West Ham Way website where I was trying to basically recruit Giants fans. I was like, if you're a West Ham fan, you need to be a Giants fan, and here's why. And I was basically comparing West Ham to the New York Giants, and it's basically that the New York Giants are West Ham United from about 3-4 years ago, where we will just play trashy teams and get made to look ridiculous, like embarrassed, basically. And then out of nowhere, we'll turn up against Man City and beat them 1-0. You're like, what the fuck? Where did that come from? I think that's what's going to happen.
Still West Ham. That still feels like it's West Ham. We just played well last year. I mean, but we still. What the fuck was Brentford a couple weeks ago? Like, just West Ham has been doing that too, and it's just like, you know, like becoming a West Ham fan was like, oh, and like my dreams, they fade and die, and you just like every time West Ham loses, you just tell yourself that you're like, that's what I fucking get, dude. But the Giants don't have that kind of saying yet. And it's like they've brought me happy moments in the past, but it's been a long ass fucking time, and I don't want to just keep living the past like 10 years ever since that last championship we got with Eli. Like it's got to go somewhere. I thought Daniel still seems like a good quarterback, man. I feel like he's he was
linking up well with
Tony. Seems like a future. If God can fucking stay healthy, I don't know what Saquon's gonna be. I don't know how that's gonna go. I feel like in 2 years we're gonna have another running back, but it seems like we've got stuff around an offense to build. Just like, why the fuck is Jason Garrett still there? Play calling is fucking horrendous. I understand that he was like when you have your starting running back and your starting quarterback go out in the first half of a game, you're kind of just all of your game plan goes out the window. So you can't really expect at that point. It's just like we can't run it through Saquon. We can't be like, oh, okay, well now we'll just go through the air and get it done. At that point, you're just kind of using like plan C or D or E. And I don't know. I was fucking furious the whole game, but what did I expect him to win at that point? No, I didn't. It was the way that went about shit. It was just the shitty play calling. And like, I get Mike Glennon is not the guy you want taking shots, but if you're fucking losing by double-digit points, maybe sling the fucking ball to somebody like Kadarius Toney. And then you see like when you do, and Toney just goes and makes people look like idiots on the field because Kadarius just manhandles everybody and he catches everything, and he's an awesome athlete like he is. It's just like, Garrett, just do this more, man. Like, we shouldn't be doing this now as like we're getting blown out. Let's try and make it a closer game. We should do it from the get-go and fucking and just continue that through the whole time. It was just like there used to be a time towards the end of the MacLeod tenure where we kind of got a couple of things going with a no huddle, and it was just like, why don't we start no huddle? Why are we only going no huddle in this particular point in the game when we're down 2 scores? And we like maybe go in a no huddle because it seems like it's throwing the defense up. I don't understand when teams do that. I'm not the coach. I don't know why Garrett just continuously does the same kind of fucking things over and over and over again. And like, I guarantee you, if we hadn't had Slayton and Shepard go down, Kadarius Toney's not fucking seeing the field. Like, why would you want to use your star receiver that you drafted in the first round? Why would you he like was forced into using Kadarius Toney? It's like, oh no way, the guy just had 189 yards, rookie of the week. Like, maybe use that guy. And if they're like, there's no way that they can't use him now going forward. And honestly,
they've got
I'm
no
all for
choice.
him starting at quarterback. Just start him at quarterback.
I mean, he's got an arm on him.
He can play quarterback.
Why not? See his throws in training? Jesus.
But no, against the Saints, he even had an opportunity. And what I think shows a lot of discipline in a young athlete like him is a lot of times you get the guys, they get the Julian Edelman play where they can, it's the wide receiver handoff. Then it's like a jet sweep or whatever it is that Toney can go that way, or you can give it to Ingram as well. But Toney had the option against the Saints to throw it, and then he realized like, oh, this is not great. He read the coverage and threw it out of bounds, and just like it was just a throwaway play at that point. Where a lot of guys, you get excited because you're finally getting to throw the ball, and a lot of those guys, the young dudes, would have just slung the ball downfield, gotten it picked, and it would have fucked the team over later. But to have like just it's little things like that, to have like the awareness and stuff.
So here's a question from someone who's obviously only been really watching this sport for 10 years or so. Maybe this is out of left field, but what would happen, let's just say, because this kid's got an arm on him, let's just say maybe you're on the 50-yard line and someone passes him the ball and he launches it and it goes between the uprights. Does that count as a field goal, 3 points?
Like if he throws it?
If he just throws it, it's like 60 yards and it goes between the uprights.
No, that'd be sick though. Just like
that would be sick.
At the end of any game, you're down by a couple of points and you just start
Hail Mary it.
Just Brady going back from the 50, just trying to throw it through the uprights.
Maybe that should be introduced because that'd be fun.
No, because you'd have too many games that were like 1-point scores where you just got fucked because you had like Aaron Rodgers just throwing like a 70-yard bomb because he can. And then you would have people. Actually, it would be an interesting little wrinkle. I think it would be very frustrating to watch. But like, you would just have guys like Jacoby Brissett as your backup just because he can throw the ball like the whole fucking field. You would get guys that just have an arm. Like they're maybe not the greatest quarterbacks, but you're like, just stand back and let that baby rip. Get Uncle Rico. Throw those balls over the fucking mountains, dude.
Since I don't really want to talk about the game anymore, let's just talk about weird shit. Or introduce, rather than overtime, have the penalty kickoff or penalty whatever.
No.
And then have the kicker. So you start at the 20-yard line, you take one each from there. If you both hit, you go to the 30-yard, and you just keep going back and back and back until one of them misses, and that's the winner of the game. That'd be fun.
No, dude, that's what separates. That's what makes football better than soccer, in my opinion. Like, you don't just decide it by penalties. Like, that'd be like essentially like just like doing penalties over and over again.
Oh, come on.
Because then you get to the guys that like just keep missing the 65. Like, what if you make 60-yarder over? Like, it's just until we miss a 60-yarder.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know. I like the element. Like, if I guess you definitely didn't see the Cincinnati Green Bay game, but they went to overtime. There were like 4 missed field goals to end the game that like could have won the game. And then I want to say there was even one in overtime. But like at a certain point now, like I don't understand why we cut it down from 15 minutes to like it should be a full quarter again to me. I think that like overtime shouldn't be just 10 minutes, but it is kind of funny when you get to the end of a game where you're like, all right, like, does anybody even want to win this? Like, fuck you both, tie. It's a tie. Nope. Nobody gets a win. I like that element of it where it's just like, no, could you not figure it out in 15 minutes? No, fuck you. Nobody gets a win. None of you.
If none of you want to win, no one's going to win.
No,
now everyone just go home.
I know that people are like, well, everybody, like, we should do like college. The NFL, if you put it on the 20-yard line like college or 25 or whatever, like it would just be a million overtimes every game. So I don't agree with every part of the NFL's overtime rules, but like I like that you get like if you score a touchdown to like now it's a touchdown ends. I think that you should get a possession no matter what. Like if it was the Giants Cowboys and the Giants got like the ball first in overtime, like against the Saints, when the Giants scored, I feel like the Saints should have had an opportunity to match where it's like you have to score a touchdown and an extra point now or else it's over. And like you can drive down the field and you can kill 7.5, 8 minutes. So they only have 2 minutes to do that. I'm cool with that. But I think that it's like weird that like just a touchdown ends it. But that's my thought on overtime, and it's not going to change anything.
I don't know. I just think it's fun to think of different things to do. Why not?
Yeah.
So, yep, up next then we have the Rams.
Yeah. But like it's like how do we predict this game at this point where we don't know which Giants are playing? Mike Glennon starts, no chance to win. Daniel starts, probably no chance to win anyway. But I don't know, maybe Kadarius Toney scores like 4 touchdowns, has like 300 yards. I don't see it against like Jalen Ramsey and company. And Aaron Donald feels like he's going to have himself a day. But watch the Giants offensive line stop Aaron Donald. Watch that. Like somebody else might have a big day, but maybe Aaron Donald, they can slow down. I'm not saying they will, but that would be a very Giants thing to do. And then still like, well, they stopped Aaron Donald. Well, we didn't score any points still, so.
Well, I mean, let's look at their season so far, the Rams. They scored 34 points week 1, 27 week 2, 34 week 3, 20 week 4, and then 26 week 5. There's no way or maybe we are going to just stop there, but I mean, I'm going to imagine they're going to score a lot of points next week.
Yeah, not great.
But I mean, what's that backup plans? Because you're saying like I think Kadarius Toney's gonna play hurt or whatever, but like there is literally
Colin
zero
Johnson,
options.
CJ Board, Evan Ingram,
Kenny's down, Slayton's down, Shepard's down. We got nothing.
It's a bleak outlook. It's like the 49ers kind of were that way a couple years ago when Garoppolo went down and it was the year after their Super Bowl run, like when they fell short and they just like, I guess it was last season then maybe, when it was just like everybody was just injured. And it was kind of like a throwaway season for them where it was like, well, this is a good team, but like everybody fucking got hurt. And I'm not saying the Giants were that caliber of a team, but like you can't really evaluate a team at this point that everybody's just like dead. Like our team, like our 8 of the 11 week 1 starters on our offense are injured.
The only good thing is that we can't get that penalty where they're like, too many players on the field, because we just don't have the numbers now.
Yeah, well, I mean, like that's like a defensive player is just standing on the like past the line, yeah, but it's not like we're gonna have too many. We may have like 12 offensive players at a certain point if it keeps going this way. It just felt like every time you looked up, like if I looked down at my phone to check Twitter or something, and I look up, there was like another Giant on the field. Like, what happened now? Not great.
Very stressful. And I'm sure this is, if you're listening to this, I'm sure this is great content, just me just being like, ugh. But I think we're all feeling that at the moment.
It's just pain. It's all pain. It's all I feel all the time now watching this team. I just need to get some rope and get a stool and just like, I'll stand on the stool with the rope around my neck just as I'm watching the Giants next time and just be like, you know what? It's been real. But this is it. Like it's not fun, but like I feel like a bad fan turning it off, but like I'm very close to just turning games off almost at certain points.
This is one of another reasons why I kind of annoyed that I went back to England, because if I didn't go back to England, we would have done a show last week and we could have enjoyed that show because it was after the Giants won, but now it's all gone to shit.
I mean, I think we'll win a couple other games. It's not a great outlook.
Well, what's funny? I mean,
Maybe the Bears will really fucking suck.
We don't have to beat it with a dead. Was
And
it
we'll
beat the
get
horse
2 top
with a
10
stick or
picks.
whatever it was? Beat a dead horse with a stick. But it's kind of funny
Like a
where
penguin with a bat.
yeah, it's like we was looking at the hey, imagine if we could do really well this year, and then the Bears are gonna suck, and we could be in the playoffs but still get like a higher pick. Now by the end of the season, when we play the Bears, they could be have a way better record than us. So,
Yeah,
kind of
I'm not.
embarrassing.
I mean, it's frustrating. It's frustrating to think of.
and yeah, this is like the thing with all these injuries, it's just, there's not even a way where I can look ahead at the next game and think, but then this could happen. We could do. It's just like, oh Jesus, it's just gonna be a bloodbath at this point. But
Just gotta hope they can pull off a couple upsets. Somebody won't take them serious for a couple of weeks, and they'll get the wins there.
But on the plus side, now everyone's expectations are going to be super, super low. So even if we just manage to do something, I'm going to feel happy. Maybe.
Unless the Cowboys fall apart, like we're not gonna have a chance. Like we shouldn't have been in the NFC East race last year. It was just so bad. Like I don't think that's gonna be the case this year. I bet the Cowboys are gonna be like a 4-game winner of the division. Like they're gonna win by at least like 3 or 4 games, just because the Philly's shit. We're not good. Washington just has they like us. Just their defense disappeared, and they're kind of in the same boat right there. Except like they don't have a quarterback either. But
And
that'll be great. And I'm gonna hate it if the Cowboys win the division. But fuck the Cowboys. They're not going anywhere. They're not winning any Super
they're
Bowls.
looking good. Yeah, it's
They're
not
not
winning
winning
win
any Super
anything,
Bowls.
but yeah, I think maybe as the season plays out, who knows? I think there's a good chance that we could still finish second in division, but I think we're going to finish way behind the Cowboys if things keep going the way they're going. And it's just going to be a sad, sad season.
Yeah,
But
I don't
they-
like it.
All right, shall we talk about something else now? Or
Sure. Let's talk about our other team that disappoints us, but they haven't disappointed us as much.
no? So
Just
going
against
back
Brentford.
couple, when we played Brentford, which now seems like forever ago, it was on October 3rd. It wasn't I thought again it was a good. I mean, we did go behind early on, but consistent to the way we've been playing with against other teams where we've gone behind, it's nice to see that we don't check out, we don't feel sorry for ourselves, we don't fall back. We've actually, okay, well let's just get back into the game, and it took us a little while, took us a long while because it was right towards the end of the game, but we stayed in the game. I think we dominated the game. I think because Brentford were like time wasting, they were just like sitting there, were like happy to, we're winning 1-0. This would be that'll do us, and they just
And then we
sat
did it
behind the ball.
though.
And then we got
did
1-1,
that, and we got a little too fucking chill about it, and then they fucking just powered one right past it.
because I mean, if you look at us, we was possession 60-40 our side. We had more shots, we had more passes, we had a higher pass accuracy. Not that I guess that's good, but it was our game to win, and we just fell asleep at the end. We just got complacent. I don't know what word you want to use, adjective you want to use, but we just gave the game away, and we should have been way higher than where we are right now in the standings. We should be on 14 points above Tottenham, where we belong. 2 points from the top, and now we're kind of like, shit.
This season has so many, like, why? Like, I would say, like, what 5 or 6 points, I feel like, that we've definitely just given away that we could have this season. And, like, looking at the table like that, that puts you up in the spots where we need to be. And, I mean, that's what we were able to do last year. There were very few games that we dropped points in. We stole a lot of games where we needed a point to steal against maybe a City or somebody like that, and we were able to do that. It just feels like this year we're coming up. Like, you got to beat Brentford. You got to get the draw against Brentford at the least. And it's like we keep just settling for draws. And they were so fucking complacent with draws like that. I don't know.
You looking back,
Brentford, nothing to take away from them. They hustled it at the end, but
they're playing very well. But yeah, realistically, we should at least got 1 point, maybe 3 from that.
Like the
game.
Leeds game. What about the Leeds game? Like it was like they were half-assing that whole game the whole time. Just if it's not Chelsea or City or Tottenham, it feels like these guys don't show up until like partway through the game sometimes. And then there's times where like against Leicester, for some reason against Leicester, we're just like, fuck you, watch this, and then we just whip our dicks out and just beat them. But against the other teams like that, like Tottenham, we showed up because obviously that's a derby or a derby or whatever the fuck you want to call it. But just don't call it a shootout because the Red River shootout is not a thing anymore. It's just the Red River rivalry going forward. It's bad.
I'll make a note of that.
It's not a shootout. But yeah, the
Red River disagreement.
The Red River civil disagreement. Civil combat.
No, combat's too aggressive. Take that out.
Yeah, that's true. Civil conflict.
But yeah, if you look back, like Crystal Palace, where we went 2-1 up, and then a minute later we let them score. That's points drops. Southampton, where we just did nothing until Antonio got sent off in the last minute. You could argue the Man United game, definitely points drop because the fucking penalty in the last second.
Yeah,
we could be, if it wasn't for West Ham being West Ham, we could be top at this point.
Maybe not top, but like we could be top 6 again, and just it's not like we can't.
Well, I'm not saying we should win the league, but we should
we should win the league. I want to win the league. Big fan of winning the league. And we're not that far out of it. We're being 9 on the table right now. Through
still early, 7
games. Like, okay. I'm happy though, Mike, that this is us bitching about West Ham as compared to like, oh, we're gonna get relegated. I don't want to get like that was us that would have been us a couple years ago if we were doing this podcast. But it's I don't know. West Ham's the one positive thing we've had this year. The Giants haven't really had a lot of positive stuff to talk about besides that Daniel Jones is awesome, but West Ham just like lately they've been really West Hamming it, and I wish they could turn that around. I don't think that you can argue against the fact that you got to say like the Europa stuff is kind of it adds a little bit to your team. So maybe it's like you're just playing. You got to get used to that schedule of the every 3 and 4 days. And even with these guys on international break, a lot of our guys are good enough to be playing. Like I know we got Saeed. We have. I don't think Souček went, but did Soufal go?
No, I think
he was.
I think Souček played full 30 minutes for the Czech Republic.
Maybe Soufal didn't go. I thought one of them didn't go.
I'm pretty sure Souček played, so maybe it wasn't Soufal then.
But I know Fabianski got his last appearance with Austria, or Poland, Poland. But it's cool to see that it's just like one of those things that like it takes a toll ultimately. Like last year we had Rice be injured for a portion of the season because of the England stuff. Like you want to see your guys on the national teams because that means you have good players.
Yeah.
And like you want to have your guys in Europa League because that means your team is good. It's just like looking at the schedule now, like Sunday we play Everton. Then Thursday we got Genk. Then we got Tottenham on Sunday. Then Wednesday we got Carabao. Then Sunday again. It's like this isn't anything different than like the top tier teams. Like it makes me happy that we're talking about those types of games, but just you have to get used to it. You saw Wolves wasn't able to kind of keep up that momentum last year. It really fucked with Wolves, and
I'm just looking at our schedule. I don't know why it's
turn into that.
Like it reads off like a list of, where someone's trying to make a point and they're just trying to list off a load of things and then they kind of lose it and they just start repeating shit. Mm-hmm. Where it's just like, we've got Everton on Sunday and then Genk on Thursday, Tottenham Sunday, City, Villa,
Wednesday.
Genk again, Liverpool.
Because we're playing over and over. Because we're playing City twice in a month and we're playing Genk twice in like 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Yeah, I think 2 weeks. We're playing Genk and then we're playing them again 2 weeks later. Love that Genk.
Good old Genk. But also fuck Genk.
And then 3 days later, Liverpool.
Third one.
So we got
a really tough stretch coming up here where we go Tottenham, City, Villa, Genk again, Liverpool,
Wolves. Rapid Vienna.
Maybe Wolves is where we focus on them.
Maybe.
Vienna.
City
Hopefully
again.
by Vienna, the second game, and definitely by the final game against Zagreb, we'll be like, all right, we are just not starting anybody that would start normally.
The only good thing, like December looks like for the first time in a long time, it looks like December could be like. I don't want to count the chickens. But yeah, start with Chelsea, but then Zagreb,
Arsenal.
Burnley, Arsenal. I mean, they're getting better, but they're still.
Arsenal's gonna be
great.
good by then. I think. I think Arsenal's about to do. Was it Chelsea? And they fired Lampard, or is it Lampard?
Yeah.
And then when they fired Lampard, they just were like, "Oh, hey, actually, Chelsea's really a good football team, and we can turn it around." And I think that is going to be. Do they still have the manager there? The vampire-looking dude at Arsenal.
Yes. What's his name? Arteta. Mikel Arteta.
But like he's going to be gone some point this season, right?
Oh, I don't know. I think he's doing. He's doing like a Dave Gettleman kind of job where he's doing just enough to keep the job.
Because if they
Arsenal owners are lazy,
then it's going to be a turnaround where you just play for another. You want to play for the new manager.
No, I feel Arsenal. The owners of Arsenal are very cheap and lazy, where it's kind of like, oh, he's winning a few games, that'll do. We'll keep him on.
Well, it's the Glazers, isn't it?
No, the Glazers is Manchester United. Manchester United are owned by the Glazers.
I thought Manchester United was the people that also own the Red Sox. No, that's the people that own Liverpool.
Yes, and the owners of Manchester United own the Tampa Buccaneers. Oh no, wait. They own someone in the fucking NFL. I don't know.
And spoiler alert to anybody that watches Ted Lasso. West Ham got bought.
Nice. Who by?
And West Ham's going to be like the bad guy team on the next season, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there was like a turn, sum it up in 5 seconds so not everybody that doesn't watch it cares. But beginning of the season, like the show is Ted Lasso gets hired because this wife got the team in a divorce and she's trying to tank the team.
So I haven't finished it. So what? So her ex-husband buys West Ham.
Rupert buys West Ham.
That son of a bitch.
But and I was texting with my West Ham watch group and I was like, honestly, like this is maybe something like. It's not going to be like the best thing in the world, but I think that it'll give West Ham a little bit more exposure with other big name teams. Where you're like, oh, West Ham, that's that team from Ted Lasso, and it's like, well, it's also a real team in the Premier League. But people in America typically, if you name a soccer team, they're like Manchester United,
and then hopefully someone, maybe
Chelsea,
someone in the Arab region. Is a big Ted Lasso fan and takes their $200 billion and goes, I want West Ham.
What if Elon Musk just bought West Ham? That'd be cool.
I'd be happy with that.
I want to make a blog. Just I've been doing this on the morning show every couple of months for a while now, where I'll just post could so and so buy the Texans? ? And then it's just yeah, I don't think so, but just it's kind of cool to think about, right? And I did it with The Rock, and it was a really, really it went viral. And it was just nope, none of you guys read because people were yeah, please let this happen. It was read any of the article, and it's 2 sentences. And it says probably not, just fun to think about.
Oh, don't spoil it. This is gonna so. I'm assuming you've heard of the old Superman being bisexual. Not to get too ahead of it, off topic, but I'm assuming you've heard that. It's the whole story.
It's not Superman. It's Superman's son.
That's the whole where I was going with this, with the people reading the headline rather than the article.
Which, it absolutely made me furious with myself that I didn't know that Superman had a son.
Oh, no,
when I found out about that this morning. So, yeah, I don't give a fuck. They're made up superheroes. They're not. It's a guy that's not a. It's a guy that flies. Tessa on the morning show was saying that she was like, it's a man that flies. He flies in the air. He shoots lasers out of his eyes.
I want my men to fly and shoot lasers out their eyes to be real American man. It's a made up man. Relax.
Superman would never. It's well, he actually very much could. It's a written kind of thing. It's a story.
If Superman wanted, I bet he could have.
Never. Well, I mean, I can tell you how Harry Potter could. J.K. just writes it in there, and he does.
If Superman wanted, I'm sure he could have 2 mega dicks and fuck a woman and a man at the same time.
He do all of that
if he wants. I'm not going to stop him.
Like who you like? If you're not gonna watch, like you're not gonna watch Superman over it. Okay, I'm pretty sure the Superman franchise is gonna be chill without you.
Alex.
So.
What's up, Alex? Oh, are you not live on Twitch? No, I ditched Twitch this week because I just saw we could have the option of streaming on Twitter, but apparently, for some reason, people can't comment on Twitter. So I might go back to Twitch. But Twitch last couple of weeks kept screwing up and like stopping the broadcast for a bit and then starting it again.
I feel like
So
people
was like,
follow us on Twitter more than Twitch.
yeah, but I am kind of
Well.
upset that you can't. If you are watching us on Twitter, you can't comment for some reason.
But Alex, we appreciate you hopping on, bro. And I appreciate Alex's support of both of our teams. He's very supportive. And you know, sometimes he sends you those tweets and you're feeling low, and it's like, you know what? Thanks, Alex. So I do feel a little bit better about this Giants game. But then it's
Maybe
back
not
to
the
pain.
last
But
one.
it's a
Yeah.
temporary like relief to just like this feels better.
It's like if someone's punching you in the face and then someone goes, "Want a cupcake?" You feel a little bit better for a split second, but then you realize you're getting punched in the face. But oh, that cupcake, it's that little thing. Yeah, it all adds up. So West Ham Everton next up, which is always fun. We've got a good history with them. Everton away?
Everton's been pretty good this year.
Everton's been very good this year. How do you see this one playing out?
It feels like a draw. Just gonna say it's gonna be a draw. I don't feel great about it. I'm gonna say that. It feels like a draw or loss. Do we start Fabianski again, or do we go Areola? Because you know I love Fabianski. I love him. We love the guy. Great guy. Areola is maybe like I don't know. Fabianski doesn't know how to keep a clean sheet.
This is.
I think he could have stopped one of the two against Brentford.
Yeah, I think there was some times where he was like pushing the ball out rather than was like, "Oh, you could have caught that. Why did you push it?" I think Brentford's first goal, he kind of pushed it out, and then they had an open goal. So I think you could have kept it, but he's like we're reactionary people, where it's like it's not if you want something, if there's two options and you want one of them, so many people flip off and think you hate the other one. Like whereas I said to someone, I think this should be the game where Areola now becomes our league starting goalkeeper.
Or you at least just get him a start
and
in
there
there
was
and
like,
see how it goes.
Why do you hate Fabian? I don't hate Fabian. I love Fabianski. I think he's very. I just think.
I think Fabianski would also be pretty sick against Gank as well. Like, I mean, maybe switch it up a little bit. Maybe see if Areola is going to be the guy see if you see a difference. If you get a clean sheet, then keep Areola in there. If not, then we can flip flop. Like we can play hockey goalie style. You know, I'm cool with this. I think we have two able keepers, as opposed to previous years where it's like, oh shit, now we have Randolph in, which actually was a huge upgrade compared to like the Roberto year and when we had Hart back there and stuff like that. It was just like we have two able-bodied keepers that are very like not the best keepers of the world, but they're talented enough to where I'm comfortable starting them in the Premier League. And you know, when
the Carabao Cup
went out
game
last year, even against the Tottenham game we won, you're just like shit. Randolph's gonna have to play. Or the David Martin game against Chelsea, we got the win, but last minute you find out that David Martin, who's like a practice squad keeper, is going to start. It was a great moment, but you don't have that like just sinking feeling in your stomach when you find out like, oh, okay, well, we're just switching keepers today.
Well, Alex Ho said the Gravy Gang could have taken over the Arlington Cowboys. No.
Good up.
Well, they're a West Ham podcast. It's official. I found the clip. No Baxes. Everyone who listens to Pass the Gravy has to be a West Ham fan. That's the law.
Well, here's making fun of the Cowboys.
I know.
So we're taking over, but next
Right.
year we're gonna go
West
to the
Ham.
game. We're gonna go to the game next year. But yeah, we are West Ham fans as well.
Maybe we could. That'd be a fun. We could if next year we got tailgate at Cowboys Stadium, do a live Claret and Big Blue.
Or just drink with the Claret Big Blue.
Well, I was just gonna say, or that would last about 10 minutes because I'm like, no, let's get fucked up.
Let's just drink. Yeah.
Let's just be a whole. It's me on my phone. Hey guys, welcome to Claret Big Blue. Because that's what I want to do. Yeah, so
What
I
do you
think
What do you think Everton's gonna be like for us this Sunday?
I think they're gonna. I think it's gonna be something like 2-2, 3-3. It's gonna be a higher scoring draw. That's what
I feel like 2-2 is what it's gonna be, and it's gonna probably be West Ham where we're down 2-1 again. We gotta figure it out the last fucking second, but I feel like Antonio and Ben Rama score. It'd be cool if everybody scored, but I think those two will.
Alex O says we could take a shot for every touchdown scored next year. For Giants? Then
For the Giants,
I'll still be sober by the end of the season.
That's true. Well, I mean, we didn't put up that many points. I mean, we had 2 touchdowns, so we would have had 2 shots, but plenty of beers.
But we'd all have been friends. That's the main thing. Yeah, I hope Antonio scores. I hope Benny Rama scores. Benny Hanna. Who'd get the third one? I think it's going to be like a Suchek goal. I could see Suchek getting a goal.
He's due again.
Flying bullet from a corner. Not giving a shit. And I'm not even going to bother predicting the Giants game because
Yeah, probably not great.
it would either make me sad or I'd just be lying to myself.
Just expect the worst, hope for the best.
But if you are looking to take positives from the game, buy yourself a My Little Tony t-shirt. Because not only did he run...
Throwing teddies, yeah.
It's coming good, and he also punched the Dallas Cowboys player. Celebrate this fact by getting yourself a My Little Tony t-shirt at merch.stevepod.com.
He set a Giants rookie wide receiver record with 189 yards in a game. So I think Odell had 185 in his rookie season. So congrats to Kadarius Toney.
Am I being too woke? But like as soon as he had like a decent chance to play well, and he's like wide receiver with a little bit of attitude. Oh, he's OBJ. So why are we just compare like straight away?
Was making those comparisons, but yeah, he does have the shades of like he's the same style of OBJ.
Except he punched a guy rather than a net.
Than a kicking net. It's true.
Tony's tougher than OBJ.
I don't know about that. I mean, he still tried to punch somebody's helmet. So
I mean, I'm not saying he's smarter, but
I don't know.
It's like
smart.
Like though, for example, like if
if
someone who I knew tried to headbutt a wall, a
he
brick
looks pretty
wall,
smart out there on the field, except for when he gets a little heated, and he apologized, and I think he took the right steps he needed to do.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
I am really excited to see what Kadarius Toney does with the Giants going forward.
I just hope
If
he
Jason Garrett
plays.
doesn't ruin him.
Because I could see him being like, he played well, but we lost, so he needs other options. Let's go to that backup. Some shit like that.
I would be cool if Kadarius could just play some more quarterback.
Stigman's quarterback. That'd be fun. I mean, I'm pretty sure the Rams aren't watching tapes of him as quarterback. They would be unprepared. Get him by surprise.
I think I know he's gonna have a little bit of a wrinkle in there, but who knows? Maybe we get to see it this week.
Fucking one. Just try anything. It's like I say, we're probably not gonna get to playoffs this year. So fuck it. Just have fun. Well, have fun.
Figure some shit out.
With that said, talking about fun. Oh, we've got some more. Y'all probably discussed this already, but I thought Colt McCoy was the backup quarterback.
Oh, he was last year. Now
Yeah, I was gonna say that was last year. I don't. And I don't get fights in the NFL. You literally punch in football equipment. Well, sometimes maybe
it's a great way to break your hand if you connect to somebody's football helmet. So yeah.
At least in hockey, they have the sense of like removing shit before they start punching each other.
That's what I like. I feel I wish more sports was like, you know what? Let them scrap. When a guy goes down, you break it up. But like the NFL's like, all right, you want to go? Fucking let's drop them. Let's go. Which hockey starts today. Pretty stoked about that.
Well, I was stoked like that, but I don't know whether it was a game got postponed because I like to support terrible fucking teams. I was like, oh, the hockey season starts on Tuesday. When's the Devils' first game? And I think it's like Friday or Saturday. It's like, what the fuck? Why have I to wait so long?
What game got postponed?
I think I'm assuming the Devils' first game. I don't know because it just seems weird.
Okay. I thought you meant
we're playing tonight. Oh no. So I think we got the Kraken coming up tonight. The Kraken.
Yeah, Kraken and the Golden Knights, and then the Penguins and the Lightning. You want to hear a funny joke?
Yes.
What would Tony Soprano's favorite hockey team be if he were alive right now?
I don't know.
The Las Vegas Golden Knights. Been waiting on that one all day. I don't know. I was like, it's really dumb. I don't want to tweet that one, but I'll say it on the podcast.
I'll clip it. So it's going to go on Twitter anyway.
There you go.
Gabagool Knights.
But
the Seattle Kraken.
NHL team. Would this podcast discuss it? That's what Alex O asked. Dude, sure, man. I'd talk Houston hockey. I'm a Red Wings fan, but like I feel like I would also like be pretty hardcore into the whatever the Houston team is. But I don't think we're gonna get one anytime soon because I think the Coyotes are staying in Arizona now.
Problem is, because the Kraken, the Seattle Kraken, have very tested my.
That's who beat us up. They beat us for it.
But that's because Amazon got involved and bought the arena and all that shit. Well, they bought the naming rights or something anyway. But yeah, they're testing my resolve because I'm always been, no matter what sport it is, once you pick your team, you don't change your team. That's it. That's your team for life. And I guess, I mean, New Jersey Devils are my local team, but because I'm a big fan of Kraken rum. So when I saw a team called Seattle Kraken, I was like, oh, I really want to support them, but I can't. I have to stick with the Devils.
Red Bulls are his MLS team. He's just a huge fan of energy drinks.
I actually hate Red Bull, but my I support the New York Red Bull because of the Formula One team, Red Bull Racing.
Okay, that's
Fun
like
fact.
The best one, isn't it?
They're them and Mercedes, but I just love the fact that you have like.
People like F1's very hot right now. I'm just still like I didn't watch that show.
Well, you got the race coming up in Austin in a couple of weeks.
I'm not going to it, so.
I was gonna go, but then it falls on my mother-in-law's birthday, so we kind of felt bad, so we didn't go.
Yeah.
How far from Austin are you?
Like 3 hours.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Why is Texas so big?
Texas is just like you can put like other whole states in Texas.
Stupid. Just break it up a bit.
Whoa, dude. Whoa, we're trying to break up this great country of ours. Look,
the great country of Texas.
I don't know how you do it over there across the pond, buddy. We want a war so we don't have to hear y'all chopping up our country.
But we know how to do things, right? Because look at the name. The clues in the name. We are great, Britain. We are great at what we do.
That seems a little cocky, if you ask me.
Oh, I'm surprised. There must have been some president at some point with this. They're going to be Great Britain. I want to rename this an awesome United States of America.
The badass United States. I mean, we are united. So that kind of gives off that impression.
Right, so I said I should visit Texas. That is the plan at some point. But this whole pandemic fun thing.
Yeah, we got to do something for like an event so like we can have not like, I mean, if you came, we could obviously just chill, but like it'd be way fun to like have like an event for you to come down for, as opposed to maybe for like the Christmas Spectacular or something like that. Although that'll be right around Christmas, so probably not.
Well,
you
no,
go back to Hogwarts during that, don't you?
Don't you know? Because I'm going back to Hogwarts this Christmas, so maybe
he stays with the Weasleys on Christmas.
2022 Spooktacular.
Or something else. Like we're gonna have some other events going on like next year for sure. So.
Or Past the Gravy episode 500.
We can get to that. Maybe.
Where are you at now? Where are you at now? Like you must be like what, around 4:30.
So 70 weeks, unless we have bonus episodes, which is possible.
So that's a year. It's like a year.
Probably 2023 is.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe
500 would be.
No. Yeah. I'd like to come. I'd definitely like to.
Oh yeah, Past the Gravy karaoke night. Alex says we do need to have another one of those. It'd be funny if we made you like fly down for just a karaoke night. Like Mike loves karaoke. How much does Mike love karaoke? He flew across the country to watch them. Does it count as like across the country? Because it still is sort of across the country. It's just down
north
the
to south,
country.
north to south.
Because like New York to LA is definitely across the country, but it's also like My dad is from Maryland, so like when we'd fly from like Houston to Maryland, it's like that's still kind of across the country. You're like going from pretty much the very bottom to like pretty close towards the top.
Yeah. What? Because what you say, like,
that's a discussion for another day.
You go across the page and you go down the page. So I guess maybe it's just down country. I'm going down country.
It doesn't sound as cool to say like I flew up the country.
Or does it?
That does sound kind of cool, but
I flew all the way
cool
up to the top of the country.
I'm going to talk about this on Past the Gravy tomorrow.
So you need to know. Yes, it's good. I think it's a good topic. But I know if I'm gonna do karaoke, I'm gonna. My thing is no one better sing "Careless Whisper" by Wham.
All right, I will give you that song. That's yours for the night. You can have "Careless Whisper," and I get "Hero" by Enrique Iglesias.
I can be your hero, baby.
Oh,
Do you sing it like that? Do you get into it, or do you put your own spin on it?
Oh, I get it.
Or a bit of both.
A little bit of everything.
Do you do the lip shit?
And then
I can take away your pain.
I guess we're gonna have to come to the next PTG karaoke night and find out. But also, I do a pretty awesome rendition of Toby Keith's "Brought to You Courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue." I don't know if you've ever heard of that because I
don't listen to much Toby Keith. I'll be honest.
You're not American, but Toby Keith, that guy, he knows how to get your Star Spangled Hearts going.
Although I feel I'd have to start listening to it because I think if I was to ever apply for my American passport, I think that's part of the test now. Like you have to name all the presidents, the 3 branches of government, and then you have and then they go, they name the Toby Keith album and the track number, and you have to know which song it is.
No, it's like name 3 name how many presidents, and then like just name 3 Toby Keith songs. Go. You're like Red Solo Cup. Talk About Me, and then Brought to You Courtesy Red, White, and Blue. And it's like, all right, welcome to America. Here you go.
You're in.
You know what? You don't even have to get the other ones right. This was really the only one that matters. Toby Keith's as American as they come. I do sing it. I think I've sung it on a couple of episodes of Past the Gravy, but I've definitely done it at a karaoke as well.
Alex does another little mini show called Bet the House, just in case anyone watching this listens to this.
I don't know what
Oh, no, so a friend of yours. Sorry, a friend of yours does it.
My very good friend Dante Donatello Michelangelo Leonardo.
That guy's, is he coming to the karaoke? Because he's got a good voice on him.
I'll have to invite him. Yeah, that guy can sing. He can sing. He wrote his own theme song. I'm good friends with him. I haven't hung out with him in a little while, but he's a great guy.
You need to text him, like ask him to, because I saw in the recent episode, there's like the snippet of the end of the theme song. I want the full theme song out.
The full theme song. I need to. I've been like working on some production with him. I'll remotely, of course. He works at an undisclosed location I don't know about, and then his partner Felipe continuously gets like arrested, and it's just kind of like we got to kind of like lay low about where we say that Felipe is, just from outside sources, but
parts unknown.
He gets tangled up with the wrong crowd. I'll just say that, And Dante and him, though, yeah, they're a little secretive about where they're at, but we need to work on some production with them and put out an intro song, like the full song, but with like some video with it.
Some dancers in the background.
Maybe not that. Maybe make it a TikTok. I don't know.
No, let's keep TikTok out of it.
That's true.
No one needs to be involved in that. Hopefully we can get Dante on the show to earn us some money talking about West Ham.
We'll see. He has been doing pretty well in the NFL. I think he's won money 4 out of the 5 weekends of the NFL so far. So pretty great.
But yeah, cheap plug. If you go on YouTube, do a bit of search. If you want to win some money,
Gravy Gambles also tweets it every week.
Bet the House. Robert and Pat can dance. Are you saying Robert and Pat can dance, or like
they can dance for the theme song? Maybe.
They could dance if they want to. They can leave their old friends behind.
They could leave their friends behind. What are we talking about on Waffle Box tomorrow?
What are we talking? We're talking about bisexual Superman and all of mainly because this is why I want to talk about it, is because as you can imagine, there was some very grown-up, level-headed responses on social media about
Everybody
this.
took it really well.
So I'm going to
Nobody
commend.
was really upset over a cartoon.
So I'm going to commend the internet on tomorrow's episode of Waffle Box because they took it very well. And then we're going to talk about the new James Bond movie because why not? And then I'm going to have a 10-point PowerPoint presentation about why Finnair is the worst airline to ever have existed in the history of airlines.
I'm very excited about that part.
Yeah. So check that out. So tomorrow morning, bright and early. Technically, if you're listening to this in Houston or watching this in Houston, technically you get the new podcast early because it'll be like 11:30 tonight.
Tonight.
It might be tonight. You lucky little ducks. But then also
late night, you getting a little late night action in, yeah. Turn
you
it
have to
on.
listen to my lovely voice. Go to bed, listen to an Englishman talk about comic book characters. It's nice.
There you go.
And then obviously Pass the Gravy. So Waffle Box Pod and Pass the Gravy Pod. Check them out. New episodes tomorrow.
Check them out.
I feel this is I feel this is a good episode. We covered a lot about. We just avoided talking about the main topics of our podcast, and that was good. I enjoyed it.
We sort of did, but like it was therapeutic, and then it just gets sad. It's like it starts where I'm like, good. I kind of talked about what pissed me off about everything, and now I'm just really sad that like that's my team, and that's where we're at still. And we were just in the offseason, like, dude, what if we're good? Like that'd be really. Oh fuck.
Do you remember that a few weeks ago when we were excited about the
I wish
season?
we could go back to 5 weeks ago.
Oh, those were the days.
It was like we were just optimism, just flowing. And now there's like all our players are out, so great.
Like we was like doing each other's hair, having pillow fights, and now we're just burning everything to the
We're
ground.
crying.
And on that note,
there will be better days.
On that note, if you are watching us on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter, make sure you subscribe, follow, and all that good stuff. If you are listening to us, also follow and blah, 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 blah. Find all the links at cbbpod.com. Follow us at cbbpod on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. I am at Mr. Mike Fish. He is at Alex J. Middleton. That's about it, I think. Mm-hmm. Until next week.
Seahorses forever.
There's always that. See you next Tuesday.